GSI, hello and welcome to another episode of High Viz Health. I'm your host, Dr. Udo, and today I have with me Christian. You guys know the drill. We jump right in. Christian, a quick introduction for the people of GSI.
Hi. Really excited to be on here. We've been talking about it forever,
Yes.
and we just haven't gotten around to it. So I'm really glad I made the time. The studio setup is sweet, and you're the coolest, so I'm really excited to talk to you today. Yeah, man. Introduction. I have been working in the gym industry for, it's 11 years now, and it's all I ever known. So
You're like me. You look like you're 17, so that would mean you started at 6.
Yeah. No. I'm going on 30 now.
All right,
so
man.
I'm
Tearing it up.
I'm a full adult.
I'm an adult.
I've been doing that for 11 years, and I started as a trainer. And as a trainer, I just knew. If you asked me 11 years ago if I was going to be a trainer for the rest of my life, I would have said, heck yeah. So helping people and being a trainer was all I ever knew. And then I just kept that same mindset and helped people in what I thought was a bigger capacity or a different capacity, signing people up. And then I got the opportunity graciously to own clubs. And so now I'm a partner in the Gold's Gym Richmond franchise, which is now 4 clubs in Richmond, Virginia.
Right.
But I do help with the marketing. So I do marketing as well for 11 clubs.
My first interaction with you wasn't with you. It was for these little commercials you're putting off for Golds. And it's so funny because I always, like gym ads, gym commercials in general, always catch my attention because they're cringeworthy. And they're not just cringeworthy because of bad acting. That's actually not what I'm getting at. These people are doing a pretty good job overall. But it's cringeworthy from the perspective of they're just trying to get you in there for 6 weeks. What the hell are they saying now? They don't care. They want your membership. They don't care if you come or not. What's the new? It's like the diet fad. What's the new diet? And I saw yours, and I told you this the first time I met you. I saw you out at Gaten, and I said, hey, dude, I've seen your videos. That is your calling to connect people to positive lifestyle. When I saw your videos, it put me at ease. A guy who's been in that industry, in that space, the lifestyle space. And I was just thinking, damn, he did that with ease. Like over a video, you know how hard it is to connect with somebody over a video or truly put them at ease. I was like, shit, I'd go out there to Arboretum.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you do it. And I think that, it's just something that, and thank you for saying that, because there's mixed reviews, right? And you just have to be willing. I think I don't have any acting skill. I didn't go to school.
That's what makes it great. It just feels authentic. I'm cutting this clip and I'm showing you guys some shit.
It's that time of year again. Everybody's thinking about resolutions, the new year. And then when we think about resolutions, we want to think about where are you going to find the most success all year round, 365 days. And I believe with the quality of equipment that we have and the knowledgeable trainers that we have and the staff and the amount we care about each individual that comes in, you're going to find the most success here. And we'll see you in here. Come work out.
So really, I just think being genuine and it just translates. So you got to be obnoxious. And
I'm White Goodman, owner, operator, and founder of Globo Gym America Corp.
So I just turn on the obnoxious face and I'm like, hey, we want you to come to the gym. I'm not lying. Like this is what we want. We want you to come in. We'll give you some free time, but inevitably you need to make a commitment to us, if you want to be a member here, but it's a great gym. So I think that, and there's this really great book, Marketing Rebellion, that I just got done reading. And it's funny because I've been doing a lot of this stuff and noticing the trends in this book.
That's cool.
But the premise is that we've all been beaten in the head so much with this false advertisement, just barrage of nonsense. And you should really, if I'm going to tell you that it's an ad, it's going to be an ad. It's going to look like an ad. And then I'm going to also give you here's what I genuinely think will resonate with people. And I want to reach that person that doesn't think they can do it or doesn't maybe feel comfortable or thinks the gyms are kind of cliche.
Sure.
Just show them the gym and just get straight to the point.
And how important is that for the culture that a Gold's holds? Because if you're somebody who is off the couch to 5K plan might not include Gold's. And what I mean by that is Gold's kind of has that. I mean, it was born in a high intensity atmosphere, right? In California.
Yeah.
It's like your bodybuilders went there, and you can throw kids club and women's Gold's in, but there's always going to be a fight against that culture of this is for hardcore people.
Yeah.
And it's so important that your staff dictates the culture of every individual gym. And that's what I think you do so well. And everybody's different.
Yeah.
I know you listen, I'm not a hardcore guy. I'm a continuity guy. You'll see me at the gym all the time, but I'm never like, it's not my whole life. I love it. It's my favorite, it's my read a book time. But I will say that when I'm judging a gym, it goes on culture and then layout. Not machine. I don't give a shit. Give me a 50-pound dumbbell, right? Like, I'm not the guy who's like, their back machine sucks and they need to update it. But, culture's number one for me.
No, I'm so glad you brought that
massive.
up. So we're so like if I were to start a gym from scratch and I had nothing to do with Gold's Gym today, I would start a Gold's
Planet
Gym.
Fitness. I made that up.
I'd start a Gold's Gym. And 5 years ago, I might not have said that. So what happened?
That's cool. That's a really cool thing to say.
The pandemic, right? Basically forced Gold's Gym to go into corporate, to go into bankruptcy, which just means that
Texas,
we don't want
right?
to have to. We want to be able to close a bunch of clubs and get out of these bad leases. And basically, they did that, and we got bought. And this is how it happened. There's a Zoom call because everything's on Zoom during the pandemic.
Right.
Zoom's played out now. Now everything's on
Teams, man. Teams meeting. Come on.
I didn't know. I didn't get the memo.
Dude, you are so 2019. It's embarrassing.
Right? So, but this is when Zoom was the thing, and so it's these five German guys. 5 German guys. They're sitting in a hot tub, smoking cigars. I'm not making this up. They're sitting in a hot tub, smoking cigars. Bought it for $100 million.
Okay. Yeah.
The first video that comes out from this guy, his name's Rainer. And Rainer, if you ever see this, you are the coolest dude on the planet, and you are what's kept me in the brand because I'm so excited about what we're doing. But and I met him one time. The first time I met him,
did he have pants on?
No.
Well, I just feel like he didn't have pants on.
No, we're all wearing suits to this like nice formal dinner, and we're in Vegas, and it's like the ownership thing. This guy comes out and he's wearing a sweatshirt with fuzzy handcuffs on it.
This is the way.
The coolest dude ever, and he's a big, tall, giant guy. And so I don't know where I was going with that, but the first video he puts out.
I think it's important to know he had a sweatshirt with fuzzy handcuffs on. I like the guy already.
Yeah, he's the coolest.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a jumpsuit. So
first video he puts out, it's him on his alpaca farm. He has an alpaca island, and he's petting this llama, and he's saying, "I'm so happy to have bought the gyms, and I'm excited about the brand and where it's going." And so this just charismatic, random, just outrageous guy buys Gold's Gym and turns it back into Gold's Gym that from the 80s.
Yeah.
He said, "You guys are the most iconic fitness brand in the world.
No joke.
And you guys have been hiding from it." You know that there was talks at one point, I don't know who it was, but
this is damn near interesting.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so there was talks about changing the logo. Now, I mean, as a brand, and how crazy...
Yeah, because you got this bodybuilder on your logo.
How
not your everyday person.
We hid for the brand for so long, and so
honestly, that's so cool to hear you say that, because that is my perception, right? That they've tried to escape because you don't want to be niche. Yeah. You can't be everything to a small somebody. You have to be something to everybody when you're looking to scale up.
Yes, but
everything you just said is true. The brand being so strong.
So to tie everything together, and the reason I'm so in love with the brand right now, the book I'm reading, right, The Marketing Rebellion, is talking about you just want to be honest and transparent and be who you are, and you put that out there, and then we know you're not trying to hide from it. And so us hiding from our brand, we were lying to people, right? We were like, "Oh, we don't care if you use it, but when you come in, I want you to be serious, and we want to reach all these different people." the common denominator that everybody needs to have when coming up, and it doesn't matter if you're working out at Gold's Gym, you can work out at Planet Fitness or Crunch or wherever. There's good, talented operators.
You
of
if you
gyms.
work at Crunch. Totally just kidding. I love Crunch.
No,
Yeah,
but
Crunch, good gym. Good gym.
I do genuinely first. I'm a Gold's Gym guy, right?
Yeah.
But first, I'm a fitness person, and I think that
I love it.
the common denominator in fitness is that you have to have a disciplined mindset and you have to be going towards a result. So we got to set goals.
It's not a goal if you don't write it down.
Set a goals.
Yeah.
And if you set the goals and you go for them, you're going to get results. And if you aren't strategic about it and disciplined with it, then you're not going to see a result and you're wondering why. And this is the sad truth. At a lot of those discount clubs, and I'll just call them discount clubs because I don't want to single anybody out, but
Call them high volume dynamics.
high volume dynamic
How you guys feel about
clubs,
that?
That is
All you high volume dynamics out there.
at the high volume
no names
dynamics.
mentioned. Crunch. Yeah. Planet Fitness.
What they're essentially doing is you walk in, you don't really know where to start, right? There's not a whole lot of support. And they haven't told you that they care about your results. They don't. They genuinely told you the opposite. We don't care. We might even set out pizza and
Tootsie
food.
Rolls, yeah.
We genuinely don't care if you see a result. And so what happens is you get demotivated, and your initial reaction to that is, it's whose fault is it? It's your own fault.
Yes.
So I just can't do it. I failed, but I'm too embarrassed to go cancel the damn thing, and it's too cheap.
Too cheap. That's it. It's $10 a month. Maybe I'll go back.
This is a public service thing. It is not your fault. It is not your fault.
Hey, have you guys, by the way, a GSI, have you guys maybe heard this sentiment before from my broken record ass? The motivation trap is so real. We do something, we fail at it, we punish ourselves, we look down on ourselves. Then what do? We reapproach it with the exact same approach. And then we're shocked when the result is the exact same again. And it's the punishing yourself in the middle that makes that cycle
So
on and on and on. It's unbelievable.
It's so true. And so, and they design, there's people in suits, and we call them suits because they open gyms and they're not gym people. So when I open a gym, the only job I've ever had is personal training and then gym involved jobs, right? And I've grown in this company. So that's all I know. If I go open a gym, I'm a gym guy. If private money comes in and opens a gym, they are suits. So when I say suits, the suits come in and their whole approach is to spend marketing dollars and to design the clubs in a way and to put the equipment in a certain layout that's not encouraging people to actually use it or see results because they are a marketing company.
These people inspired Yellowstone, is what I'm hearing. The show Yellowstone.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
so
they inspired
I've heard a lot about
Yellowstone.
it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I get it. You see why I wanted Christian on the podcast so bad? We could speak to so many angles of this, of holistic lifestyle. Let me ask you this. Hiring, because we're talking about this gym culture. What do you look at? GSI, we make it very clear. And we're very open about this. We are an unbelievably transparent company in general, and our company culture and our people's love for our company. It's legit. It is not smoke and mirror. And you'll hear it at every level in the company, right? We hire for character. We can teach you the skills.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
We want the talent and we hire for character. We can teach you everything else. What do you, knowing how important that front desk is?
Yeah, we're in the people business. So and we want to invoke an emotional response. So if you have the capacity to be emotionally available for people and you draw that energy, and you can pick that up pretty quickly. Like when you
Damn, you're good. Damn it, he's good.
Yeah, so you have this emotional energy, and you want it, and once you realize that, once you have that unteachable, like you're saying, I can teach you everything else. Then I hold on to you. I try to, just show you love and keep you around.
Isn't it crazy how, let's speak more globally, not just to an employee perspective, but people in general. You don't have to be born with that. You can actually try it. You can try to be emotionally available for somebody else. And what you'll realize very quickly is that charity is not charity. And when you give your time and energy to other people, you're going to have a damn good day. And that's going to want to make you do that again and again. Try to just be concerned with your damn self and measure that against a day of gratitude and service to others. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, no, the most unhappy people, when you see them, they are worried about themselves.
Self-absorbed.
One of the tricks that I do if I see somebody that's in a bad mood is I start asking them, if I know them, I start asking about other people in their life and try to trick them into thinking about other people that are in their life that are doing good, to stop having them think about themselves, because that's why they're in the vacuum.
Yeah. So you talk to bodybuilders a lot.
Hey, yeah.
I'm picking on them.
Well, you have to, there's a self-absorbed necessity to fitness. So you have to be absorbed with yourself, but also keep in the back of your mind that the reason that you're pushing hard is
to be the best you for everybody else.
Amen.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
No, I dig that. And if you have if you have the I guess capacity to isolate and silo that time, right? So that your picture of me in the mirror, everything me, that you can cut that off at some point and give to others, right? Yes. In other words, if that mentality carries out throughout your whole day, you're probably not going to move real hard on the happiness meter. But I totally buy what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, you need to, so people need to know how awesome you are. So if you're a good person, you deserve more money, right? If you're a good person, you need to put yourself out there, because what that attention brings, if it's given to you, if the universe supplies you with this abundance, what are you going to do with it? And if you're a good person, then you should get as much of that as possible, because it's going to
go to good places.
You're going to do something great with it. And if you're not a good person, then you get that attention, and that's when you see, the horror stories. It's just, people that live on this mountain and then come crashing down.
I can correlate that too to people who make even decent money, but I guess the self-absorption will lead to buying a lot of stuff you don't need for yourself. And now that awesome paycheck you have in a very affordable city like Richmond, it's like you're check to check.
Yeah.
Because you can't stop buying yourself stuff.
You're doing that for the approval of others. If you do what you do for the approval of others, then you're never going to be happy.
Yeah. So let's talk about this real quick. I think this could be very helpful for our people. You're looking to get back moving again, right? You want to join a gym, go to a hotel gym, work out in a hotel room, work out at home, whatever it might be. You've got this really cool perspective from being a lifer in the fitness industry. What are the mistakes you see, and what are the thumbs up moves that you see in people's first 2 weeks trying to get rolling?
That's a great question. So I think that really the biggest mistake that people make, I've made it 100 times, because we're on this journey, this lifetime journey of fitness, and we want to be our best selves all the time. And sometimes there's weeks, months, years that we're not doing the best job of that. And
sure.
I fell off for a long time, and the mistake that I've made and I've seen other people's make is their ego gets in the way because they remember what they used to be able to do.
Oh, sure.
And then they come in and they go gung-ho, and they're like, my favorite is like, oh yeah, you get to meet with somebody and they just go over your routine and go on a workout with you. Oh, I'm good. I've lifted my whole life. Well, you just told me that you hadn't been in the gym in 3 years, right?
Right.
Before you say no, just either meet with me or meet with somebody, and we'll just go through your already routine. And if you refuse it, if you're not willing to do that, and you can dial your program back some and do it yourself, then great. But
understood.
I highly recommend, when you haven't been in the game for a while, we're aging, right? We're getting different. Our bodies change. And I did the workout. I made the same mistake. I did the workout that I used to do, and I got my butt kicked. And I was out of the gym for like a week. And I was like, this is not
great advice.
Sustainable. And I went and I got help. You get somebody to look at your programming. And for me, it's somebody that tells me to stop. Like, stop here. You want to do what you used to do. You need to stop it here. Push yourself really hard. And maybe if you aren't willing to stop right there, it's because you're not pushing yourself in that window of time correctly.
Yes.
You're like building this.
Something else
train.
I'm thinking about while you're saying this is maybe another point, a bolt on to this conversation, is the guy that comes in, could be me, right, and says, I'm going to start with my old workout. You actually didn't, because your old workout started with the workout before that, and the workout before that, and the workout before that.
Yes.
A runner doesn't come in and just, okay, I'm a miler. Like, let's say I'm a miler. I don't just step up to the track and run the hardest mile I ever could on day one. I do base work. I do easy miles in the summer to get ready for fall track. I'm doing this stuff way out to create a base, injury prevention, a base for strength, a base for mobility.
Yeah.
So
I think it all comes down to unrealistic goals. And I think that people think that they're going to get this 6 weeks to, and it's the fitness industry's fault because they put out all this advertising,
with it.
and it's plastic surgery's fault that you can just make these quick fixes, and it solves all your problems. And I think that if I've had this revelation recently. If you can just fall in love, like the meaning of life, to me is just involving yourself in the journey, not the destination. And if you can fall in love with the journey and then find something new and exciting to pursue and then fall in love with the process, then you're actually doing something you love.
Yeah, and I think part of that too is recognition of what is your goal. Most people should give the same answer. Your goal is happiness.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. Happiness is the start line and the finish line. That destination you're speaking about is right at your feet right now. And what I mean by that is, short of basic necessities, food, shelter, love, short of that, you can have a huge say in how happy you are today. Because you can have a huge say in what you appreciate, what you're grateful for, what you have. I could take most any day and I can make that a crappy day or a great day. I can frame that up, tee it up for you, whichever way you'd like. I am a silver lining kind of dude. I don't have many bad days. I'm incessantly happy. And I do get this. The biggest compliment I get because I forget. People ask me, why are you so happy all the time? And I'm like, am I really happy right now? Shit, I am. Like, God, there's just so much to be grateful for.
But I'm sure
it's a pathway thing.
I'm sure you built that over time.
Absolutely.
You've basically changed your brain, and you're like, I'm just going to be a happy dude. You wake up and you're conscious about it, and then you don't have to do it consciously anymore because you just do it unconsciously. So you are happy all the time.
I am. It's awesome. And my dad's the happiest dude I ever knew, so I had that example. But you know what? The realization that I came to pretty early in life was happiness is the path of least resistance. Anxiety, fear, anger, those things leave you with no energy and no creativity. Yeah. If you're lazy as shit and you're looking for a style to live, go with happiness because it's the easiest way to do business.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, no,
okay.
If you think it's hard to be happy, it's probably harder to be unhappy. If you think it's hard to get in shape,
can't do it.
It's way harder to be out of shape.
No,
if you think it's hard to be mean or what, to be nice is way easier.
It's way harder, speaking to fitness, to be out of shape. When's the last time you heard that? I've never heard that. And it resonates with me. If you've made that mind-body connection, if you've made the connection of, am I sleeping good? Am I eating well? Am I being physically active? Look, if at the end of this podcast you say, screw you guys, I don't like the gym, we're cool with that. But the human body was made to move. We got to find activity. If the gym is your place, okay, Gold's Gym, best gym in Richmond.
Yeah. The best
beautiful.
Workout routine is the one you're doing.
The one you'll do.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm with it.
And it's really that easy. It's just getting in the habit of doing it and then falling in love with the process and not putting too much pressure on yourself.
Sure.
And then once you have a routine that you're in love with and you follow, keep it exciting by setting new goals for yourself, and then continue to pursue that and just fall in love with that change that you make in your life, and
appreciate the efforts you're doing.
Yeah,
that is momentum. You identifying that I'm trying, I'm showing some continuity, I'm showing resolve. Like that. That's awesome. Okay, you took us down the path of this is how we don't get started. What are like one or two things you see when people start that you're like, that person's got it right?
Oh, that's
good strategies.
Yeah, you've done
for
this
getting
before.
moving.
That's a really good question. So I think the best way to get started, and it's going to sound cliche, is just have a coach. Just have somebody in your corner, because we meet people all the time and they're doubting themselves.
Have a coach.
Yeah, you have to have a coach. So if you don't have a coach. And this isn't for everybody, but it's for me. I need a coach, right? If you want to be better, you have to have somebody holding you accountable. And if you have really good people in your team and surrounding you, then it just makes that so much easier. If you are one of those people that walk into the gym and think they can't do it, it's probably the other gyms that you've been to that are discouraging you when you walk in and setting you up for failure. Or you go home and that person, the other people in your life, maybe it's a person or more than one person, they tell you that you can't. They reaffirm that negative connotation in the back of your head. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to use the gym. I hear it all the time when I'm signing a husband and wife up. And are you going to use it? Even just the sense of,
Yeah.
are you gonna? Like, are you sure
Hey,
you're
you
gonna?
know what? And sometimes they do
So
it
negative.
Sometimes they do it without a direct comment. It could be subtle. It could be, hey, I'll pick up Taco Bell for us.
Yeah.
There's the assumption
Yeah.
that your ass is going to eat Taco Bell 4 days a week, right? It's almost in the same category. It's in the same family of thought of this is what you do. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, quick reminder. Dustin is not a certain way. Christian is not a certain way. You're not a certain. You are only a set of your current behaviors. To think that you are something is just, it's wrongful. It's a ridiculous thought. So when somebody says I'm lazy or I'm fat, right? Those are two kind of different things. One speaks to, your how you carry yourself. Another speaks to a physical condition. They're both. It's just what you are in this present time. It's just a set of your current behaviors make up today you.
Yeah,
that can
and
change.
It's genuinely hard if you are somebody in a situation like that to get out of that situation. And,
For sure.
And the best way to do it is to have somebody else on your team, and you might not even tell the other person that's super negative in your life right away. It could be a parent, it could be a brother and sister, it could be a spouse, it could be your parents, right? And you don't need to tell them right away about all the positivity coming in your life, but eventually you're going to be happy and they're going to be wondering why that doesn't work anymore. And then you might actually portray that onto them.
Absolutely.
And then they start believing in themselves a little bit. And now they're getting off the couch because you've inspired them. Despite their negativity, you've been able to do something about it. And so really they're just projecting their own insecurities onto you. And it's a never-ending cycle. So break the cycle by having and finding somebody. And that's why I will never, I don't think I'll ever get to a point. I don't care if I own 50 gyms or one day I have a private island.
buying $100 million thing in a hot tub.
I like people too much to have an island. But I think that signing somebody up and looking them in the eyes and being like, you've got this. I'm so excited to see your progress. And, this is the coolest thing, that you've done. And I believe in you and you can do this.
Yep.
Look at somebody in the eye and telling them that and knowing that, oh shit, this person really thinks is the coolest feeling.
Even just that recognition
Yep.
that you took the time to make eye contact and say hi, and that I'm going to remember you next time you walk in. And where this part of the conversation makes me think of is we talk about what we hand off to our family, right? And a lot of times this conversation turns to genetics, right? And we say, oh, here's a deck of cards. You get 7 of them. Good luck, right? That's not, genetics don't really work like that. The World Health Organization, Berkeley, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, they're all on the same page now that your lifestyle dictates most of your overall health.
Oh, well, so I'll give you something. So this is something I learned recently. And this is for anybody that's young and in a relationship and hasn't had kids yet, right? The genetic makeup of your muscles that you have, your muscular,
getting
skeletal
interesting
body. There was a study done. I forget who did it because this trainer told me about it. The muscles you have at the time that you conceive a child, those genetics are passed down to that kid.
Very interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. I actually hadn't seen that study. That's pretty cool.
It's insane.
But we talk about...
if you're a young person, and I think if the studies something I read recently is that if we keep down this path, 50% of the population in the U.S. are going to be obese. 50% are going to have diabetes.
The numbers are staggering.
50%. So it was a third. 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it was a third of people.
And the percentage of children.
We're only going in children. And so if you're
Which
a young
is what you're speaking to.
If you're a young person who with parents that are unhealthy, that are instilling those bad behaviors in you, find an outlet, find a way to get yourself out of that rut, whether it's healthy eating, going on walks, meditating, yoga, at home.
Yes.
Your phone, I think the phones are the greatest things in the world. I think that the generation has an empowerment to find the inspiration on that platform.
No doubt.
If they don't have it in their home. So find an inspiration and go for it, because literally your kids' muscular development depend on it. And muscle is not just like muscle. It's muscles, your metabolism. So you're handing down metabolism to your offspring.
Absolutely.
So you owe it to your future kids to get your butt in shape despite what else is going on in your life.
Yeah. And how about your present day kids? What better can you hand off to your family, your kids, your spouse, than health? What better can you hand off? If your kid goes to the BK Lounge, Burger King, Dirty Ron's, McDonald's all the time, what do you think they're going to do when they're 18, 20, out the house, got $6 in their wallet? What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah.
Man, culture and our practices, our behavioral practices are the most important thing we can hand off to the
and they
people we
want to
love.
see it. They want to see it. So my kids and my wife are like the greatest freaking network of people in my life, and I like to think that I'm their spiritual leader, and you are. If you're the head of the household, you're a spiritual leader. You could be a guy or a girl, whoever. Someone's got to be a leader in something positive, right? And so I think I'm that in certain ways, and my wife is certainly that in a lot of different ways. But my son looking at me and being like, "Dad, you look like a superhero." Like, I don't care how many, I could have anybody in the world compliment me, like celebrity, anybody in the world could go compliment me and be like, "Yeah, you look good." My son telling me I'm a superhero, man, I'm never going to stop. Man, I'm never going to stop,
I love
bro.
it.
You kidding me?
And by the way, Christian's always been super fit. But, when I first, we were talking like a year ago, you were super fit, but you were like 15 pounds lighter. You are jacked up right now. And Christian's kind of got my like mid sedan build, right? Like
Yeah.
we're probably not going to play middle linebacker next year. It's not looking good, but walk us through that. So we talked about kind of the people we see and their journey, the rights, the wrongs. What are the keys? 3 keys. If I told you 3 keys I say, Christian, you got to go off and get super fit. What are the 3 keys in there?
Yeah, so you got to have the team. And whether it's the people in your group right now, you got to have inspiration around you. And if you need to be the inspiration, you need to get everybody else that's not on board, or you need to find a new group of people.
Accountability, buy-in.
Got to have
support
a support system.
Yep.
If they're drinking every night and they're eating bad food and all they want to do when they hang out is go get like the sloppy, I don't know, just bad food, burgers or whatever, you need to either stop hanging out with them, inspire them to make the difference, or find new people. And that's easier said than done. But finding new people to surround yourself with is super important. I like to surround myself with people that have some quality that I'm lacking so that I can improve on it, right? And that could be in life in general. And I don't know, I'm talking about so many different things. But if you're a good dad, I like, you're my friend. Like, you could have, like, I want to be a better dad. I want to be a better husband. I want to be more fit, right? So those are the type of people I try to surround myself with. If you have any of those qualities, you're my guy, okay? We're friends. And then I think that being disciplined and then having, a plan, and you were joking with me about lunch, because I'm really strict right now. I'm dedicated. I have this goal in mind. And the desire outweighs anything else, right? My end goal is to, get to a certain point, right? So I'm eating, like, I'm weighing my food. I'm doing the things I did when I was 16 and got in shape. So you got to have your diet in check, and you have to be disciplined with your diet. And then you have to find a way to make time. And I think that what happens, and why a lot of people give up on their journeys way too soon, is they start a routine, and maybe it's, they go to the gym and it's difficult, or maybe they start meal prepping one time and it's difficult, and they're like, that took too much time, or that was too difficult. And
hear that story.
Yeah, and guess what? Now, once you do it 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, it's not difficult anymore.
Right.
It's easy. I can meal prep in 10 minutes. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what aisle to go down. My routine is set. So what used to take me 2 hours of thought, now I'm doing subconsciously. I could be on a phone call while picking up my chicken, and the call, I'm already putting it in the crock pot, setting it on high, feeding the kids dinner, and it's just not even it's just doing its own thing. So I think that because it's difficult, that's why you should do it, not why you shouldn't do it.
Understood.
How can I make this thing that's challenging me right now easy? And then once you do that, find something else challenging.
Yeah. The how do you take something challenging, make it less difficult, is what we would call the BJ Fogg behavior change model. So what you're going to teach, what you're going to see out of Stanford is like, everybody thinks motivation. If motivation's high and then I'm triggered, I'll do it. And we find that's not true at all. But what we find is if the bottom of that L graph is ease to do, whether it's perceived or actually, it doesn't matter. If we can slide the meter on ease to do, make it seem easier to do or truly easier to do, then when we're triggered, we'll do it. And we can sustain lasting change off that. So example, I want to go walk 10 minutes a day. I got to get off the couch. I'm overweight. I'm feeling sluggish. I got to walk 10 minutes a day. Maybe just putting out my walking clothes the night before. Maybe it just move that meter just a little bit.
Yeah. So this behavior coach, I saw this somewhere, or someone sent it to me, and he told his clients that were severely obese. Like he worked with people that needed to lose 300, 400 pounds.
Yeah.
He said, go to the gym, but don't stay for more than 5 minutes. And so I want you to do that 3 times a week.
He never changed the goal.
Never changed the goal. So he did, but no.
Okay.
In the
I didn't know where
first,
you're going with that.
like 2 or 3 weeks, I want to say, the goal was to go to the gym and not stay for longer than 5 minutes. And it was all about getting them in the habit of making that process super easy, right? And so they got in the habit, and they weren't allowed to stay. They wanted to stay longer. Now they've tricked their brain into thinking, oh man, I wish I could stay longer because I just got started.
Yes.
And so then they're in this perfect mindset. And I think that that's a good way to put it.
Pathways are massive. And I always come back to playing a piano. This is bizarre. You can be trying to play like a riff or something, right? You do not get it. You're kind of close, but you don't get it. You go to sleep, you wake up, and you got it.
Yeah.
Because when you were sleeping, your mind made that neural connection, and you got it.
Yeah.
And it just shows that pathways, you just got to practice it a few times up here. You've got to have the neural elasticity to do that. Go to the sauna, by the way. That'll help you. But it's like, so these things that seem so hard to do, it's because you've gone down that pathway a bunch of times. And when your brain is tempted, it knows the route. Oh, Swiss rolls. Cool. Right? Like your brain knows the route. Don't be discouraged by that. Understand that you can reprogram.
Yeah, reprogram.
And by the way, you have to rewire. Human brain, how many times you guys heard me say this, GSI? The human brain is not built for happiness. It's built for survival. And now that saber-toothed tigers are attacking us less, we have a little room to play, right? We can go in there and rewire a little bit. Well, that's cool, man. Your journey, I could see how efficient it's been. So that is a very powerful thing. Let me translate to this too. This is one reason that you're one of those people that just stands out to me. You're such a positive vibe, and it feels very authentic. And here's another thing. I am just attracted to people in my life that have passion and they're interested in a whole bunch of stuff. Because the people that are one-dimensional, God bless them. Love them. Doesn't mean they're bad people.
Yeah.
But I am in a world that is just filled with absolute beauty and so many cool things that I personally don't understand how I would not have. There's just so many shiny objects around me, so many great people, so many great things to learn. Talk to me as we cross over a little bit, because they're very connected. And that's what I need you guys out there to understand. I've been pulling you guys in so hard to make you think that when I see a pack of Skittles, I think of a shitty mood, being a little depressed, a dim outlook. When I drink 1.5 gallons of water, I think of high energy, good outlook, good energy. But I need to go one step further. Professional success, right? Where does that come from? And how does that translate? Well, how does that stem from happiness? You are a guy that's had success in your profession. How did you get there? I mean, I kind of know what you're going to say, and that's why I'm pitching the softball right now.
No. I am a self-proclaimed autodidact. So that's a term that I just
Some water to
I
swallow that
found.
one.
It means that I hated school. So I just found a really fancy term to describe my way of learning, right?
Yeah.
So I was miserable at school, like horrible. Like I never went. Like I was graduated from the skin of my teeth because of some favors. Like there were five people were at the bottom of the graduating class as far as GPA.
Yep.
4 of them didn't graduate. I did, right?
You were in the bottom 5.
Bottom 5. I never went to school.
It's awesome.
I was bored. I figured the school thing out. In my head, I was like, and really my principal brought me in and she was like, you were done with school at 16. Like you were just done. Like I was always just super adventurous. And I wanted to if I saw something cool or new or exciting, I wanted to be deeply, I couldn't sit still, right? And I thought that there were no rules. And I still believe in this life, there aren't a whole lot of rules. Like you can break every rule out there. All the rules somebody once said, all the rules were made by people no smarter than us, right? So if something exists out there, I'm like, I can break this, right? If I feel restrained by it, I'm going to challenge it. And that's the way I like to look at business in general, is I think that there's playbooks and I read books and I like to but I do that for neural pathways and to be smart.
Sure.
I don't, and I like to get, ideas, but most of the time when I've seen success in something I've done, I've thrown the playbook completely out and I just ask myself, how would I do it? Right? Without any bridges or any barriers, how would I do this? No restraints.
Yes.
And I come up with something completely new. And those are the processes that we've implemented in our business that have stayed and seen success. And then also not having any ego about it and being willing to source from people around you
Yes.
that have ideas as well and say your idea conflicts with something that I've made and implemented into my business, and it's something that I'm really proud of. But I'm 100% willing. You have to be 100% willing to say, I'm going to throw everything that I've done, even though it took a long time to work on it, and I'm going to give this opportunity because I like that idea too, and it might work.
Yeah.
And try new things.
Yeah.
So autodidact means if it's out there and I can learn it, I will do obnoxious amounts of research. I'll get super good at it.
Yep.
Enough to just know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then I become an expert in that field. And then usually I either adopt that thing for life or I move on to something else.
I dig it. You mentioning ego-free. Here's the thing. If you want to be a leader in 2022, you are almost required to be ego-free. That old leader who you sat at a round table and you were the boss. What boss meant 20 years ago was that you were the smartest, had the most to offer, had the best resume. Now what that same seat represents is you are really good at extracting the talents out of everybody around you. That takes an ego-free leader. And I had this, I've liked every job I've ever had, truly. But my last place of work did not have ego-free leaders. Literally the opposite. And especially in HR. And they called it culture, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, in my first meeting with the new chief of people and talent or whatever, he said, if you have to have a department called culture, get the hell out of there because your people define your culture. You don't have a position. It tickled me because everything he mentioned was very true. And the past employees of this place would tell you, but they did not have ego-free leadership. They weren't bad people. They were poor leaders. And I noticed that when I tried to be a servant leader, a situational leader, it actually made me feel like a brown noser. I felt like I was breaking up fights between people. Be like, no, you're great. You're great. Let's be cross-functional. And so when you say ego-free, I think about our leaders now. Holy crap. The guys at GSI, the women at GSI that are in these leadership positions, ego-free. And you see what kind of culture blossoms out of that. Not one where people are on Glassdoor after they leave using the word, what did people keep saying? There was like, not cancerous, but something real. It was a really strong word.
Yeah, and you're touching on something. So I think, and it all ties in. So that we led with fitness and being able to talk to somebody that doesn't believe in themselves and get them to see that in themselves brings out the best of them, and then they achieve the goals that they set out to achieve. And you're not set up in a environment that's setting them up for success.
Yep.
You don't have these systems in place that are just there because they've been there forever, right? The way you have to call out is request on a timestamp 6 months ahead of time, or else. Like, that is out the window. Any employer can relate. If you own a business or if you manage people and at all, just go try to just tell them something negative, just ever, in 2022. They are just going to look at you and roll their eyes. There's no more, yes, sir, I just don't want to lose this job, because guess what? They have options.
Sure.
They have options. People,
Not to mention, people are not motivated like that.
No.
That's not a good way to motivate people.
No.
You know what another shitty way to motivate somebody is? Not even attempt to motivate them.
You're just going to get them better at hiding the thing that they're doing, right? So, like, hey, man,
That is so well put.
You've been on your phone at the front desk for forever.
Yes.
And we see it, and you've been just sitting there on the front phone, and you're not greeting people when they walk in. So we're going to take your phone. You know what he's going to do? Okay, cool. He's going to give you a fake phone to take every day, and he's going to whip his phone out. Like, he's just not going to listen to that.
I'm with it, man.
What you should do instead is be up at the front desk with him.
Yeah.
Spend the whole shift with him.
Yeah.
And see if he's actually somebody that wants to be on his phone, or if he's just lacking the motivation and engagement
Absolutely.
that he needs to make his job fun. And then show him how to do that job, and by making it fun.
I think about this parallel of like say you're a teacher. The kid in the back of the class is not talking to take a personal hit out on you, most likely, right? They're acting up. They're bored. Something else is going on. If you can instill in that kid that you like them and you're interested in them, you're not going to have many problems with that kid.
Yeah.
If that kid gets it in their head that you don't like them, oh shit. Every time you speak to them and call them out, it's going to be a confrontation in front of their peers, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Right. And it just shows the power of love and appreciation.
Yeah.
And if you can establish that the big R, the relationship with the people you work with, and it's not this top down hierarchy.
No, I think that the mindset that employers and business people need to have in this day and age is that they need to realize that everybody's got options, right? So they can go pull out their phone and find a job in 4 seconds. That's down the street. They could pull out a phone and make money on some app, right? If they really wanted to. They could work from home. They could just sit there. They don't have to come in, right? Anybody that has a storefront, or anybody that has somebody that goes to work every day, drives with gas prices this high, drives to work every day. That's a gift, and they're giving you that gift, and you need to thank them for it.
Here's an add-on to that.
Yeah.
The people that are your front line,
Yeah.
okay, they make your business go. You can be as smart as you want, you're established CEO, you're great at golf, we get it, you leave the office at 3:00. You don't go spend time and show love for those frontline people that make you go.
Yeah.
Do not expect your culture to be anything but a revolving door and shitty reviews.
Yeah. Medallia is this tool that we used for a long time, and it's basically a way to communicate with people that check into your club. And everything on there is about your front desk and about the cleanliness of the club. And everything that's personal training related is about the trainers. It has nothing to do with anything else. So all the pencil pushing and bean counting that
I dig it.
Goes on behind the scenes, all the marketing, if I'm in front of the camera, whatever, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
I get it.
If you don't have somebody that's excited to be at the gym, because especially at the gym, when you walk in, you expect to see this aura, this excitement. When you call whatever place it is to call that you do business with, you expect them to just make your day better. And if they're not, then that whole interaction with that business,
Yes.
that whole perception of the business is that that moment.
Let's talk about gold specifically real quick. If somebody out there who's shopping a gym, if a possible patron goes to Gold's and then they go to a competitor of yours, okay, and you got plenty of competitors in town. We talked about the high volume dynamics, your UFit, your Planet, your Crunch. You've got kind of your country club, ACAC, right?
Yeah.
You've got American Family, supposed to be a really nice gym. You got boutique gyms. You got all these gyms. If somebody goes to you and goes to somebody else, what are the separates that you would love to hear that would make you say, damn it, we're doing it right? If somebody went to you for a week and went there for a week, what would you want to hear?
I get better workouts at your gym.
Okay.
Now
let's talk about the acute variables that make those better workouts. What are the things contributing to somebody saying that?
Yeah, and I think that's a good question. I think that what makes your workout better is the culture, right?
100%. I would agree with that.
The vibe. So it's hard to measure that, but vibe is just
not for
the
me.
way you feel when the vibrations you get when you walk into the building. Is your workout going to be better? And when you say my workout's going to be better, you mean I like coming there more, which means that you're going to come to the gym more, which means you're going to see more results, which means I get to take all the credit for it. And then more people that have your story, we can share that. That's our market. That's the best marketing in the world. Comes from two-thirds of your marketing comes from your customers. And if they're coming to the gym and seeing results, guess what? So back to Medallia, tying it all together. So Medallia, they judge front desk, they judge cleanliness, and they judge
in that order.
Front desk, they do judge everything, but what it talks about mostly is front desk, that, and then the trainers, right? The staff. If your perceived results are high on that scale, so if I see that none of the other metrics matter. If I perceive that if I ask you on that same survey,
okay,
what are your fitness results? And you give me a 10, you're staying forever. All the other metrics are high. If your fitness results are low, all of them are low.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. No, it makes sense. And, one complaint, it is true of some Gold's gyms, and I get it. I just naturally hate it because of my personality. When you walk into a gym and the first thing you fly by are the sales desk, I can't help but think about Ben Stiller in Dodgeball and Globo Gym, right? I just, because there's such an aura around fitness salesmanship. It's almost, it's just a tier above car sales. It is.
Yeah, no.
Because like you said earlier, people are so over inundated with stuff. But
that's the script we threw out. So, and not to cut you off, but that's the script that I saw, I hated. I said, I don't want this playbook anymore. It's cheesy. It's played out, throwing it out. And so the way we sell now is when you see the sales desk, that's just people. They're your buddies that are also spotting you in the gym. Right. They're your friends.
I was about to say, they can negate that vibe if they take an interest in the people walking by. But what you see in gyms a lot, and it's every gym for itself. No chain has got this down pat.
No.
You see people who only talk to who they're doing business with, right? Yeah. The trainer who only makes eye contact with his clients or her clients. Yeah. The salesperson who's only going to talk to you if somebody else has walked you over to the desk for a 2-year contract or whatever the hell it is.
So the sales desk are either the best things in the world or the worst things in the world. If you use that, and that was my superpower when I was in membership sales, is that I talked to every single person, and it just worked.
I've never understood how trainers don't do that. It is the best. You are a billboard for yourself, right? Even if you were doing it just not out of the goodness in your heart and wanting to interact with people, it is by a landslide the smartest thing you can do to build your own brand.
Yeah, it's you're breaking down every negative connotation by just saying hello.
Yes,
just saying hello. So, really, the script used to be the old '80s style. Close the door on them. There used to be offices with doors. I think, and I'm not going to name any names, but there's a few clubs that you've mentioned in that still have doors on their sales desks. Yeah. And they, I'm locked in here.
Yeah.
And
it's dated.
Don't want to. And I made this presentation before for people. So we no longer run around and tell people they're fat. right? That does not work anymore.
Yeah, I can see that not working.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So and that's what it used to be. I mean, literally there was a 10-minute presentation on how you're fat, you're dying, and if you don't join and sign up for personal training, then you're gonna die fat and unhappy.
People don't stop smoking tobacco. They just don't stop using tobacco products because of the risk.
Yeah.
You better find some other intrinsic motivator in them. Like, I want to play with my grandkids when I'm older. That's a positive thing.
Yeah.
Right?
But you already know that.
Yeah, sure.
You already know that working out is going to make, or you wouldn't be there, right?
Right.
You wouldn't be in the door if you didn't sense that, or you didn't know subconsciously that there was something missing.
Yeah.
So our job is just to be that person that says, you've got this.
I dig it.
You can do it. And guess what? We would love to help you. I want you to sign up because I would love to be a part of your success.
Yep.
Because I believe that you can do it because you walked in the door. If you weren't here, I can't say that, but you walked in the door. So I believe that you can do it. I love to be a part of your success. And if you need help, we're the best at it.
I love it. I love it. That resonates with me. And by the way, GSIers, a quick message to you. You know, health and wellness can truly be defined as a sport of continuity, right? You don't have to be amazing day one. You just have to have some consistency. You've heard the word discipline tossed around as you typically do. And when I say discipline, I don't want that to be synonymous with Navy SEAL, right? You just have to have some discipline. Do a little planning. If you went, I talk this all the time, safely. If you went and did a crappy workout, I say crappy and then I say safely, right?
Yeah.
You're not doing stupid stuff. But if you went and did what a fitness expert might say, workout's a little questionable, you're still going to make gains. Still, you know, if what you do doesn't make sense to a professional, maybe it doesn't match up with the specific goals that you've mentioned, man, if you get up and move, you are going to see positive results. You don't have to be good at this. You can actually be shitty at this and you can make huge gains. And by the way, you're going to get better. Anything you do with consistency, you're going to improve on.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
All right. Closing remarks. What do you got? What do you got for people in general? You are a person with passion for people, right? And we have a voice here, and this will not be the last time, if it's up to me, that old Christian's on the mic, because it's just, God, we're gonna have to narrow down topics because I just feel like I could talk to you about one topic for the entire time.
Yeah,
and
let's
I
do it.
purposely was jumping around because there's just so much I love hearing you speak.
We
on.
talked about fitness a lot, and that's where I came from. So I
Sure.
think this is a great. This is great, and this has been a blast. It's cool. Now I'm going to be an autodidact about the podcast thing.
Oh yeah, I got you. It's
I'm in
easy
love.
setup.
Yeah,
if my dumb
this
ass
is-
could do it, you're going to be all over it. Please trust
this
that.
is very cool. And you know, I guess if I had to like have a message out
The
there,
mic drop.
yeah, the mic drop. I think that success and life is about being happy, and to be happy, you have to be confident in yourself. You have to not give any craps what anybody thinks. And if you're a good person, you not only deserve success, and when it comes to health and business and finances and in fatherhood and in relationships, you not only deserve success in all those areas of your life, you are owed it by the world. You're a good person. And so be a good person, and then train yourself to adapt the techniques and the discipline, whether small, starting somewhere easy, or whether it's a challenge that you're really going for. Adopt those things and you will see change in your life and you won't regret it.
Ooh. Surround yourself with people that inspire you and that reaffirm your positive passions. Literally, I am going to have a good day today because of Christian. Like, I just love being around you. I love hearing you speak. Energy is a very real thing. And what a cool message to leave people with. I don't know how the hell I'm going to chop up enough bits from this to send to our people. I just think they're going to benefit from so much of this and so much to come from Christian in the future. We very much thank him for his time today. And you'll see him back soon. GSI, Dr. Udo, and Christian here signing off.
Thanks, guys.
Damn, this was fun. What do you say we run this back again soon? Click on the icon over here and subscribe to GSI Lifestyle's YouTube channel, or simply click over here and check out the next video in the feed.